As the sun began to set on the small town of Clearview, people were preparing for the biggest event of the year, the annual marathon. This year's race was expected to be the most challenging yet, with steep hills, rough terrain, and unpredictable weather. But for one runner, it was a chance to prove something to himself and to the world. His name was Jack, and he had been a competitive runner since he was a young boy. But his dreams of becoming a professional athlete were shattered when he was diagnosed with a rare heart condition that threatened to end his career before it even began. For years, Jack had struggled to come to terms with his condition, but he refused to give up on his passion. He spent countless hours training, pushing his body to the limit, and defying the odds every step of the way. As the starting gun sounded, Jack felt a rush of adrenaline coursing through his veins. He knew that this race would be a test of his endurance, his strength, and his will to succeed. For the first few miles, everything went according to plan. Jack maintained a steady pace, pacing himself carefully as he tackled the steep inclines and uneven terrain. But then, disaster struck. Without warning, a violent storm rolled in, unleashing a deluge of rain and wind that threatened to derail the entire race. Runners slipped and fell, struggling to keep their footing on the slippery ground. But Jack refused to give up. He dug deep, finding strength and determination he never knew he had. He pushed through the rain, ignoring the pain and exhaustion that racked his body. As he neared the finish line, Jack could feel his heart racing, beating faster than it ever had before. But he refused to slow down. He sprinted towards the finish, pouring every ounce of energy he had into the race. And then, just as he was about to cross the finish line, something incredible happened. His heart, which had been a source of so much pain and fear, suddenly surged with new life. It was as if a miracle had occurred, and Jack felt more alive than he ever had before. He crossed the finish line, collapsing onto the ground in a heap, but he was smiling, his heart pounding with joy and triumph. He had accomplished what he never thought was possible, and he had proven to himself and the world that anything is possible with hard work, dedication, and a never-say-die attitude. As he lay there, surrounded by his fellow runners, he knew that this was just the beginning, for he had discovered something within himself that would carry him through any challenge, any obstacle, and any setback. And as the storm raged on around them, the runners looked up at the sky, marveling at the beauty and power of nature, for they had seen something truly special, something that would inspire and motivate them for years to come. And they knew that they would always carry with them the lessons they had learned on this fateful day in Clearview.